Hey guys, Mark here. So I'm going to record the pronunciation of the Sanskrit names of the asanas in the full primary series. I may divide it up into several videos just to make this one not super long. But anyway, here we go. So we start in Tadasana, feet together, hands at heart center, Samastitihi. The pose is samastiti, but we say samastitihi, which means going into samastiti, right? So we're in Tadasana, mountain pose, samastitihi. Then raising the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, folding forward into Uttanasana, halfway up with a flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Bring your hands to the ground, step back into a plank to Palakasana or plank. Bend down into Chaturanga Dandasana. Then inhale, you push up to upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And then downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. In the Surya Namaskara B, you will then go to Virabhadrasana A, Warrior One. And then back into a vinyasa, and then Virabhadrasana A on the left side. Then you go back to Adho Mukha Svanasana at the end of the asana, and then you start with the standing sequence of asanas, which starts with Padangustasana, forward fold, grabbing the big toes. Then Padahastasana, bringing the hands under the feet. Same pose, still a forward fold, Padahastasana. Then you come back to Samastitihi for a reset in between. You take a big step back with the right foot for Utthita Trikonasana. You do that on the right side, then Utthita Trikonasana on the left side. And then you go back to the right foot and you do Parivrita Trikonasana. Parivrita Trikonasana. And you come back to center and the front of the mat for Samastitihi. And then you go back for Utthita Parsva Konasana. Utthita Parsva Konasana. You do that on the right side, then on the left side. And then you step immediately back for Parivrita Parsva Konasana. Parivrita Parsva Konasana. Back to the center for Samastitihi. You take another big step back for Prasarita Padottanasana. And in Prasarita series, there are 4 asanas, A, B, C, and D. So you stay in that. Prasarita Padottanasana, A, B, C, and D. You come back to center for Samastitihi. Then with the elbows behind the back or a reverse Anjali Mudra, you step back and you lean forward for Parsvottanasana. Not to be confused with Parsvottanasana. This is Parsvottanasana. Parsva Konasana, Parsvottanasana. I just want to make sure I said that right. Right. So after Utthita Trikonasana comes Utthita Parsva Konasana. This is Parsvottanasana. After that, we go to tree pose, which is either Vriksasana for tree pose, or if you're holding the leg out in front of you, it is Utthita Hasta Padangustasana. Utthita Hasta Padangustasana. After tree pose, we go to a vinyasa, which is the first vinyasa in the standing sequence, and then to Utkatasana, chair pose, where you bend the knees, bring the hands up. Utkatasana. From Utkatasana, you go to the warrior sequence, where you will have warrior 1, and then warrior 2, Virabhadrasana A, and Virabhadrasana B. And then you do a vinyasa down to seated. In the seated sequence, you will start with Dandasana, staff pose, where you sit with your back as straight as possible. Then you fold forward into Paschimottanasana. Paschimottanasana A, B, and C. Then you do a vinyasa, you come back to seated, you lean back onto your elbows, hands down, and you lift your hips into Purvottanasana. Not to be confused with Parsvottanasana. This is Purvottanasana. So be careful with the O-U-A-E. Purvottanasana, opening up the shoulders, lifting the hips. Come to seated vinyasa, and you come back to the front. Then we do Triyam Mukaikapada Paschimottanasana, with the one leg bent, other leg straight. Triyam Mukaikapada Paschimottanasana, on the right side and on the left side. Vinyasa in between, or a bandha check. And then we move on to the next asana, which is Janu Sirsasana. And we have Janu Sirsasana A, B, C. On the right leg first, then on the left leg. And in between, Vinyasa or a bandha check. I will explain that later. After Janu Sirsasana, we get to Marichyasana. There are 4 Marichyasanas, but we do only 2 in the modified primary series, which is the series I'm explaining now. We do Marichyasana A and Marichyasana C. So Marichyasana A wraps the arm around the leg, grabs in the back, and then fold forward. And Marichyasana B brings the arm behind you, and then you wrap the knee with the other arm for a nice deep twist. So Marichyasana A and B. After Marichyasana, you go to Navasana, boat pose, where you sit on your sit bones, legs come up, and torso comes up. Navasana. After Navasana, we do Baddha Konasana, where your feet are pulled into your body and your knees drop open to the sides. Baddha Konasana, and you can do A and Baddha Konasana B. After Baddha Konasana, it is Supta Padangustasana. You lay on your back, you grab the right leg first and the toe of the right foot, and then you first pull the leg towards you. In the second, you let the leg drop open to the side, you bring the leg back up, and then you grab the calf or the ankle and pull the leg towards you. So Supta Padangustasana A, B, and C. And you do that obviously on the right leg first and then on the left. After Supta Padangustasana, we do a vinyasa, you come back to the front, and we do Setu Bandhasana, which is mini bridge. It's a preparation for the full bridge. It helps to strengthen the neck. Don't do the version that's in the syllabus. I will show you an adaptation that we need to start with first. Setu Bandhasana, mini bridge. We do a vinyasa, and you come back, and then you can do the full bridge, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Urdhva Dhanurasana. And then we roll, and we come to seated for a Paschimottanasana that is completely passive, no pulling or pushing, just allowing the head to hang, and putting the spine back in the original position. So it's a Paschimottanasana. And then we finish with the closing sequence, which is Yoga Mudra. Then Utpluti with Kapalbhati. Kapalbhati is a kind of breathing exercise where you expulse all the dirty air that's left in your lungs out, so that's the last part of your body that's also clean. So Utpluti with Kapalbhati. Then you can do Padmasana, lotus, where you can do a short meditation, and then Shavasana, where you lie on your back and you relax. So that is the entire modified primary series. Let's start with that and see how you guys do. Thanks. Good luck.